I'm Wilton, and I'm the creator of Fintel. And I'm doing a quick webinar today because we just added some new options data to the site. And I've been playing around with it, trying to dig in and see if I can find some interesting things that would be useful to people. I just did an episode on Tesla, but I thought I would look into the options data for progenity and see what it says here. And I think you might find this interesting. So what you have on the page here is basically put-call ratios. And as you probably know, when somebody buys a put option, then they believe the underlying is going to go down, typically. And whenever they buy a call option, they believe the underlying is going to go up. And if you take the put options and you compare them to the call options, you can get a sense of what the overall options market believes is going to happen to the share price of a company. And basically, the higher number, if the ratio is 1, then it's a neutral outlook. But if you have a number that's greater than 1, then that means that there are more puts than there are calls, and that means that it's a negative outlook. And if the number is between 1 and 0, it means it's a positive outlook. And the closer to 0 you get, the more positive the outlook is. So take a look at what we have here. I mean, this is the put-call ratio for PROG. As of yesterday, you had 53,000 open put options versus 354,000 open call options, making the put-call ratio 0.15. And this has actually been getting more bullish by the day based on the history of this. I mean, it's pretty bullish. 0.19 is pretty positive sentiment. You can dig in a little bit further than this. This is just looking at all the options that we get from the SIBO. But we also look at the institutional investment, right? And the institutional investment, basically, this comes out of 13F filings. And you can see that even the institutionals, even the institutions, and these includes funds, is a pretty bullish sentiment. You have a put-call ratio of 0.26, and it's actually been increasing from 0.62 just a few weeks ago. We also look at this data by the expiration date. So you can compare the expirations of the options, the near-dated options, with far-dated options. And if you compare them, you can frequently find that the sentiment for short-dated options is better or worse than the long-dated options. And so that's interesting. So let's take a look at what we have here for PROG. For the options that are expiring, let's say in a month or so, the ratio is also very positive. You've got 173,000 call options for every 31,000 put options here. You go further out to December, it's the same. It's a little bit less positive. You go from 0.18 to 0.28, but still huge difference here. You go out to January, also huge difference, 97,000 calls to 8,000 puts. And then it just continues to be like that, even though you go further out. So all in all, I wasn't sure what I was expecting. When I did Tesla, what I found was that the near-dated call options, or the near-dated put-call ratio, was actually very negative, and I got very positive further out. So I wasn't sure what I was going to see here, but this is actually pretty interesting because no matter how you cut it, looking at all the various put-call ratios, it seems to indicate a pretty positive sentiment by the options markets for PROG. Hope this is helpful. If you like this, subscribe and click like on the page.